Hey there fellow gamers, Ben here, and welcome back to another Castles and Cocktails recipe video. So earlier this year I finished up playing Shantae Half Genie Hero. That is a game that has been sitting on my Steam wish list for like 8 years, and I'm really ashamed to say that it's taken me this long to get around to playing it. I absolutely loved this game. At first I thought it was just a cool little indie project, but it turns out the game actually goes back quite a few years. The series rather goes back quite a few years. First appearing, I believe, on the Game Boy Color, and I was really surprised to find that out. Regardless though, this is my first experience playing Shantae, and honestly, it is awesome. I highly recommend it to everyone. So to celebrate that game, I've come up with this drink, and that is Shantae's Super Shampoo. Your equipment for this cocktail and glassware include a sour glass. I have this one to show you, but I have the one for this drink specifically hanging out in my freezer. You're going to want a shaker with ice, obviously. All of our measurements today are going to be done in a shot glass. I did finally remember to bring my strainer along this time. And a bar spoon for other measurements. Ingredients for this are a little less common, but if you can manage to get your hands on them, I'm sure you're going to enjoy this one. First one is going to be some vanilla syrup. Chances are this is sold around the coffee and coffee creamers in your local grocery store. This particular stuff happens to be sugar-free. Doesn't necessarily mean yours has to be sugar-free, but that's just what I happen to have. You're going to want some Chambord, which is a delicious black raspberry liqueur. You're going to want a bit of club soda. And the star of this drink is some Hypnotiq. Hypnotiq is weird if you've never had it before. It is a mixture of vodka and cognac, along with some other flavors and obviously the notable blue color. It's very much sort of what you might call a sour liqueur, in that it has some fruity flavors, but it also leans a lot more towards citrus. So with all of those ingredients here before us, let's go ahead and make this one. So we are starting things out with about a shot and a half's worth of the Hypnotiq. You want to go ahead and complement that with half a shot of your Chambord, and add in 2 bar spoons worth of your vanilla syrup. On its own, these are both lower proof liqueurs. However, the Hypnotiq, because it's more citrus forward, you definitely want a little bit of sweetness in that. So with all of those main ingredients in here, we're going to go ahead and give this a shake. Now into our chilled and prepared sour glass. Go ahead and strain that down. This is a nice sort of bright and light purple color, similar to the bottles of Shampoo in the game. And this is going to mostly come up to the top of the glass, but you just want to add a little bit of club soda to the top of that. Technically the club soda is optional, but Shampoo has bubbles and suds in it, so I thought this was appropriate. And that is Shantae's Super Shampoo. Okay, let's give Shantae's Super Shampoo a try. This is one of those drinks where, unless you really understand what certain things taste like, you're probably not going to be able to get it. This is the 2 flavor components at its finest. The Chambord is there at the back end. It brings you a nice, pleasant berry flavor. The Hypnotiq, which is a lot of tropical fruits, passion fruit, stuff like that. And then a really distinct, I don't know if I want to call it a sour citrus, but it is uniquely its own. It's one of the hardest flavors to describe if you've never had it before. The little bit of a fizz you get from the club soda, it doesn't overpower it as long as you're not using too much. This is mostly just a very, very sweet, easy to drink cocktail with a nice, pleasant little color. It's a little sour kind of on the mid palate. Mostly it's sweet up front. You get, I think, a lot more of the vanilla syrup immediately. Then it's sour. Then you get the black raspberry in the back. Lots of different layers here, and that's how you know you've got yourself a pretty good drink. I played with a lot of iterations on this one. I played with using different types of purples, blackberry brandies, creme de violette. I really wanted to do something with pineapple juice because it froths and foams when you shake it, and that is very much more of a Shampoo-esque. But I think the little bit of bubbles give you just enough to it. And it has the very pleasant tropical note that that Shantae really kind of has to the whole game. It has this very... It plays with Arabian, then it plays with like sort of Caribbean kind of vibes in it too, and I really like that about the visual style of the game. For that reason, I think this is the perfect cocktail to complement the game. It's a pretty action-heavy but fun puzzle platformer. I really enjoyed the game, and I think this cocktail definitely does it justice. It's definitely pretty easy to throw back a few of these, but like any kind of alcohol, you do have to be careful with it. And if you're making a party or sitting down for a cocktail of your choice for the next game, if you happen to play Shantae Half Genie Hero, even though it is now almost 10 years old, I do highly recommend it, and make yourself a Shantae's Super Shampoo to go with it. So that's going to do it for this recipe video. Hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, go ahead and hit the like button. Let me know your thoughts on this cocktail in comments below if you make it for yourself. I know it's a little bit weird with some of these, especially the Hypnotiq being a slightly weirder ingredient. If you happen to pick up a bottle of Hypnotiq, you're probably going to have it good chance for the better part of several years, because there's not a lot of cocktails that require it and call for it, but once you have it, once you try it, I can guarantee you can find a few drinks to make with it, including this one. So, this is, as always, this has been for Castles and Cocktails, reminding you to keep on gaming, drink responsibly, and I will see you guys next time. That is way better than it has any right being.